The theme of the CARICOM conference was people, partnership, and prosperity, promoting a secure and sustainable future. Over the past 2 days, we addressed several critical issues of urgent regional priority and reaffirmed our commitment to deliver tangible results for the people of the community. Before I provide an update on the discussions, allow me to take a moment to honor the memory of Ricky Singh, the esteemed Guyana-born journalist whose fearless, incisive reporting shaped Caribbean discourse for over 6 decades. Mr. Singh passed away recently in Barbados, leaving behind a legacy of courage, integrity, and unwavering commitment to regional unity and press freedom. We extend our deepest condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues in Caribbean journalism. On the CARICOM single market and economy, we agreed that the pace and scope of implementation was just too slow, and we agreed that we will do everything in our power to speed up implementation. And I'm pleased to share that we are now moving from applying administratively the protocol on enhanced cooperation, which all member states have signed, with now 4 countries, Barbados, Belize, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Dominica, reiterating their willingness to implement full free movement under the protocol starting October 1, 2025. I want to make clear that Jamaica remains committed to implementing full free movement in accordance with the treaty amendments, and we are also examining ways to speed up our own implementation. The fact is that due to our legislative framework and other considerations, we have had to move with greater consideration. However, it is our intention to speed up the implementation of full free movement. Jamaica is indeed committed to this. Now, within the framework of the existing skills regime, heads agreed to add aviation personnel to the approved list of skilled categories. And it is worth noting that Jamaica contributed 3 new occupations to the list, namely photogrammetry, field maintenance personnel, and aircraft maintenance personnel. The External Trade Negotiations Committee, which I lead, continues to monitor the developments in the trade space as we seek to develop a collective strategic response to issues which affect us. We also discussed deepening and diversifying CARICOM's bilateral trade relations with several traditional and non-traditional partners. Now, as I shared during my opening remarks on Sunday, a secure CARICOM is a viable CARICOM, and as such, security remains high on the agenda for the duration of my chairmanship and beyond. We adopted the Montego Bay Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime and Gangs, underscoring our united stance against criminal networks. We welcomed, as one of our special guests, His Excellency Valdesi Urquiza, Secretary General of Interpol, and committed to strengthening cooperation and expanding access to its global resources. We also welcome the Secretary General of the OAS, His Excellency Albert Ramdin, and explored avenues for renewed cooperation with the OAS. On Haiti, we continue to be gravely concerned about the developments in that country. CARICOM has been very vocal in its call for international support and has been working with Haiti to ensure that its needs and concerns are being addressed. We had a very detailed discussion with Mr. St-Cyr of the Haitian Transitional Presidential Council, who apprised us of the work of that council towards strengthening security, holding a referendum on the reform of the Constitution, and holding elections in November. Later on, I will invite Mr. St-Cyr to share a few of his own perspectives on this situation. In November 2025, all roads will lead to Belém, Brazil, for the UN Climate Change Conference, that is COP30. As small states, we continue to have a vested interest in building climate resilience. We approved our regional climate priorities and revised framework for building climate resilience 2025-2030, ensuring that the Caribbean speaks with one voice on climate financing and adaptation. On food and nutrition security, this continues to be a key element of our agenda as we seek to reduce the region's food import bill through the transformation of our agricultural sector. As we agreed in February to extend the Vision 25 by 2025 initiative until 2030, we use this meeting to endorse the Food Security Formulation and Design Plan and related mechanisms. I wish to thank President Ali of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, who has been expertly leading the region's effort under this portfolio. As you may have heard, a recent report highlighted Guyana as probably the only country in the world which has the capacity to feed itself. Guyana is indeed food self-sufficient. Earlier this year, heads of government initiated a discussion on enhancing governance arrangements in CARICOM to improve implementation of decisions and to provide political leadership. The reality is that our operations must be more agile and fit for purpose as we seek to deliver outcomes for our community in more efficient and timely ways. We also received updates on several frameworks and mechanisms for functional cooperation, which are at various stages of implementation or consideration. And these include the draft CARICOM industrial policy and strategy, which is being conceptualized to promote government interventions and policies to empower specific industries, sectors, and firms to achieve and sustain regional competitiveness. Demographic trends and the proposed establishment of a regional population commission through which we can inform the preparation of a CARICOM population policy. That's another framework which we discussed. We also discussed a report from our CARICOM youth ambassadors regarding the most pressing needs of regional youth. We welcome their vision and their role in regional development and look forward to an improved institutional framework for their involvement. The proposed CARICOM Education Transformation Commission was also discussed, and this is devised to drive a unified, equity-based education reform agenda across the region. In particular, we discussed how it can be operationalized in a manner that ensures its sustainability and does not compound the requirements of member states. Of course, we also discussed arrangements for the staging of the 15th CARIFESTA in Barbados next month. Prime Minister Motley spoke on these arrangements, and she has asked me to extend invitation to everyone who attended the conference, and of course to all Jamaicans, to support Barbados in their hosting of CARIFESTA. Now, while the European Union has recommended to the European Parliament via its delegated regulation of June 2025 that Jamaica and Barbados be delisted, this has not fully materialized, as different groups in the Parliament, for reasons unrelated to the domestic situation in Barbados and Jamaica, have issued motions that will block positive action in this regard. We urge a reconsideration of this posture. Now, we also had exchanges on legislation for online safety and protection of young people from online abuse, cyberbullying, and exploitation. In recognition of the importance of this issue, we have mandated the Legal Affairs Committee to look at a proposal for a model law for the digital safety of Caribbean people, following the consultations and discussions that were held. On the issue of regional transportation, we also agreed to establish a small committee led by the Prime Ministers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Republic of Barbados, as well as the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, to review presentations on ferries and report back to heads. We also discussed the issue of reparations, and I'm pleased to report that there was broad support for Jamaica moving forward with a petition to King Charles III in his capacity as Jamaica's head of state to seek a formal ruling from the Privy Council on whether the Atlantic enslavement of Africans was lawful under common law and whether local laws supporting it were invalid, and whether or not slavery as practiced in Jamaica up to 1838 constituted a crime against humanity under international law, and whether, if so, the United Kingdom bears a legal obligation to provide reparations to Jamaica and its people for the enduring harm caused. Through the use of this legal route to challenge the historical legality of slavery and assert claims for reparations, this petition will mark a watershed moment for CARICOM and the broader global movement for reparatory justice. Ladies and gentlemen, the next 6 months of Jamaica's chairmanship will be very active, with several opportunities for us to amplify on the world stage the issues we have discussed and agreed upon in Montego Bay. Indeed, we look forward to engaging our partners at the second CARICOM Africa Summit to be held in Ethiopia this September, and at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, also being held in September, and at COP30 to be held in Brazil in November, and the Summit of the Americas to be held in the Dominican Republic in December. To my colleague heads of government, delegations from the member states and associate members of CARICOM, the CARICOM Secretariat and community organizations, our special guests, and our many international partners and friends, I express my sincere appreciation for your contributions to the success of this meeting. I am inspired by what we have accomplished and confident of what we will continue to achieve together.